Hello, my name is Colin and I am a member of the global team here at Bigbeat, and today I am joined by our global team leader, Ms. Fukuyasu.
Yes, I'm Yuka Fukuyasu of Global Team as well. I've been with the company for a while and been supporting a lot of clients globally and locally here in Japan.
So things, don't differ really all that much, it seems like, from abroad and in Japan, but there are a lot of things that, when it comes to events, but there are a lot of things that do differ, and we've talked about this before, localization, stuff like that, and localization is something that Bigbeat is, really good at, and you have, the most experience with it on the team. But, I noticed it a little bit when working with inbound clients. There's always this idea that it's going to be the same type of localization, as done in another country, but it's not always. And so that's one thing that we do really well, right? But there's, a lot of things that we can do well, especially when it comes to events, right? In your opinion, what are some things that Bigbeat can help out with, especially when it comes to these, in-person events?
Well, I think we can coordinate the event that is suitable for Japanese audiences, actually, first of all. And one thing is localization. The language problem always comes. Japanese people, well, currently, maybe there's a lot of people also understanding English, but a lot of Japanese people don't actually read. English. So you have to have all the so you have to have all the signage in Japanese, all the instructions or any handout that needs to be in Japanese. The announcement in the venue needs to be made in Japanese. And Japanese tend to be really nice to the visitors, so it's omotenashi. So they have a lot of contents that's guiding the visitor to each sessions and
It's really interesting too, because even if a Japanese person can speak English, they seem kind of averse to going to an event that has English everywhere. If you're in the US, for example, and you see Japanese characters, you might think, oh, that's really cool. In Japan, they might also think that, but really they don't want it to be all English. It's like, I would like to hear it in my own language, That makes sense, I guess. But it is kind of interesting. It's got to be 100% Japanese style.
Yes.
It can't have too much, that's what I'm looking for, foreign influence on it, otherwise people won't enjoy it quite as much. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and also Japanese people doesn't raise hand if there's quick Q&A session. So we tend to hand out these surveys for them to filling out or filling from the website afterwards. So in events that I attended in the US, people are attracted. The participant is already. They speak up. Japanese, people are shy for that.
That's fair. I actually recently at an event a month ago, I think, we used an online streaming platform that had kind of a built-in, Q&A. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess application that you can use, and that seems to work really, really well because you just prompt everybody hey, so we're about to do a quick poll. Can you press a button on your phone or something? Nobody has to raise their hand. It can be anonymous, and that seems to work really, really well. So that might be something for everyone to keep in mind for future events.
Yeah, if you're in person to person, they ask questions, but if it's in a lot of audiences, they don't raise hands. So
it's embarrassing. It's kind of scary, right? What if you ask a question and then nobody else is thinking that? Why didn't you know this already? It's kind of scary. So, obviously, I guess that means the localization is quite important. But what are some other cultural differences that you can think of, or some just things that are going to be really good to know for our viewers at home who might be thinking about doing an in-person event?
I guess most of the B2B events in Japan offer free, so you don't pay, and the participant who comes to the event is not individual, they're individual, but they represent their company, and the company tells them to participate in certain events, and that's why they come. So it's mostly free. They don't pay. I think the global events are, they have conference fees. So those if you do an event with, charging the money, I guess a lot of Japanese people won't be participating because we're all used to participating in the events for free, and most of the event in Japan is held free.
I mean, you are kind of selling your data more or less, right? Because when you go to an event, a lot of people are using these events as lead generators, right? And so you have to sign up and blah blah blah. And so I guess you are giving away your some form of data,
Yes.
but that's to be expected,
Yes,
right?
yes.
For any situation. Yeah, and another thing that I was thinking of while we were talking is the difference when it comes to customer attraction plans. I've had a little bit of experience with global companies coming in wanting to do some sort of attraction plan, saying, okay, how many leads can you guarantee? Well, to be honest, and so can you tell me a little bit more about that, like maybe why that happened, or the actual state of these customer attraction plans in Japan?
Well, there's no guaranteed customer attraction plan right now. There used to be some by the media, but a lot of companies participate in that, and there were a lot of emails going on. And currently, they would give you a target number, or they would try to a goal, make a goal for that number, but they won't be guaranteeing the number of the audiences or participants right now. But I think a lot of users, the visitors, actually reads a lot of content that's sent out from the media, and if they're interested in that content or email that's targeted to them, they will actually participate in the event. So rather than using a lot of social media is okay, but I think Japanese people tend to see what the content is, what the agenda is, and if that is interested for that person, then they will make a move, or they will act and register for the event.
Makes sense. And one thing to keep in mind, this is just about the customer attraction plan. There are guaranteed lead generation plans and stuff like that. So I don't want everybody to think that there's no guaranteed anything in Japan. That's not
Yes,
the case,
yes.
right? Well, very nice. Thank you for having this conversation with me today. It was really nice to talk about the events and the ways that Japan is a little bit different from other countries, and the way that we do kind of physical events in Japan. Do you have anything you want to say before we finish up?
Yes. If you're planning any event, conference event, if it's a large event for 5,000 people or if it's 400 people, depending on target and what the content is, what you want to achieve, we can make several plans for that, and we can mix the media plan or other plan or any creative or design plan according to that. So I think we have a lot of staff that's experienced in a lot of physical event and online event as well. So I guess we can give a lot of proposal and support for that.
So obviously, localization can be very important, especially when it comes to events. And so we are able to handle localizing everything about it, from beginning to end, the schedule, the way that we approach gathering participants, the types of banners that we make, all of that, we can handle that and make sure that it suits the Japanese population and suits your Japanese customers. And so if you want to know a little bit more, we are obviously open to discussion. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at the website that is down at the bottom of the screen here, and can't wait to hear from you.